All right, everyone, welcome back to the Author's Forge. We're just going to do a quick lesson today. I'm trying to do one recording every single day to get the content that you guys need. So, in this lesson, we're going to go over page breaks and section breaks. Once you understand the difference between the two, the formatting becomes much easier, but they're both very important. So, we're going to start with page breaks. Page breaks are exactly what they sound like. They start the next chapter on a brand new page. So I have this document that I've just retitled as School Manuscript. I've just taken a few of my other chapters out of another book and removed all the formatting. So in all the lessons, we'll just start formatting this smaller document together. So this time we're going to use the navigation pane. This is the top of the document. So we're going to go down to chapter 1 over here. And we're going to notice that the writing just continues and then the new chapter starts. And that's not proper formatting. So what we're going to want to do is add in a page break. I like to make sure it's directly under the last line. Sometimes when you're formatting at the end of your book, your last line's on the very last line of the page it can be on. And so you will have to move your page break up here. If you need to do that, you can just backspace it up there. And I will show you how to do that right now as well. So we're going to insert a page break here, and then you're going to notice that this goes down to the next page. There's two ways to do a page break. You can do it from this box. You can put a blank page in, or you can do it from your layout screen right here where it says breaks. These are the different kinds of breaks you can do. We're going to do a page break, and then this one, I know it sounds confusing, but insert a section break. I know it says next page, but this is the section break. So first we're going to do a page break. And just like that, this last sentence is on this page, and now a new chapter is here. Let me shrink this a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do that for each one of these and insert a page break. I don't believe there's a page break here, even though they're on separate pages. Do you remember how we check that? We go to this paragraph sign, and it shows all of our hidden formatting. All right, so no page break. Oh, here's perfect example. See how there's no paragraph sign underneath here? Which means there's no space for a page break on this page. It has to go next to this one. So layout, break, page break. So what this does is if you need to add something to the chapter, and it goes down to the next page, it moves your chapter to the next page. So you don't lose the formatting on the beginning of your new chapter. So we're going to Control Z to undo that. Put it back up there, put this here. Let's go add another page break to the next chapter. Layout, break, page break. I have moved it down to the next section. Chapter 4, break, page break. Chapter 5. We're also going to page break these. These are my character outlines, basically. It's a nice reference tool to have for when you need to find out what color did you say that character's eyes were. Page break. These things at the end here, you'll want to like copy paste them into their own document once your document starts getting really large. And definitely before you publish. And moon cycles on mine just because there's a lot of that kind of thing in my book. And I had to remember when full moons were in the year my book was written. for the storyline. All right, so we've done page breaks. See, the purpose of them is to move them down. Now you can continue editing or typing on an edit, and if you go into the next page, it's going to push your chapter down to the next page, so your chapter always starts on a new page. Okay, perfect. Section breaks is what we're going to go into next. Section break is different because it allows different parts of your document to have different formatting. Section breaks are very important. My recommendation is that you just add them in when you're doing the page breaks because you're going to have to put them in anyways. Section breaks allow you to number pages differently. They allow you to change your headers and footers between sections. They allow you to have no numbers on your front matter and then page numbers begin in your body. And you can only do that if you have section breaks, or you would just page number your whole document. So it's really important just to add them in now. So we're going to do that. And they go, usually I put them in after the page break. It doesn't matter what order they're in. But again, we go to break. I know it says next page. I know it's confusing, but if you read the writing underneath it, the description, it's inserting a section break. Now let's go back and look what it looks like. That's what it looks like. If you need to delete it for some reason, or if you accidentally put one in where you didn't want one, you cannot backspace a section break. You can backspace a page break. Let me show you. See, you just backspace and it doesn't take it away. You have to hit the delete key. So you hit the delete key and it takes them out. Okay, the delete key, not the backspace key. So let's put them back in. There we go. We're just going to go do that now for each one. It is much faster if you do this as you're typing your chapters. You don't have to, depending on what kind of writer you are. Some people get distracted working on the formatting as they're writing. If you're like in the zone and you're just writing like mad crazy and you don't want to stop, then don't. Wait until your creative juices have stopped flowing and then go back and spend some time working on your formatting so that you don't have to do all of it at the same time. And if I'm honest with everybody, formatting is the worst part of the book. Formatting is the worst, but it costs a lot of money to have someone professionally do it. You can absolutely do that if that's what you want to do. But if you're like me and you're still working on getting sales, you try to save where you can, and if you can do your own formatting, you can save yourself some money. All right. So that was page breaks and section breaks. On one of the next videos, when we get into like chapter headings, not headings, I'm sorry. When we get into chapter headers and footers and page numbers, you'll see why the section breaks were so important. And when we get into front matter for numbering the pages differently. So in closing, page breaks move content to the next page. Section breaks allow different formatting between parts of your document. They sound similar, but they do completely different jobs. In future lessons, like I just said, we'll dive into the other stuff that impacts. So keep following along, and I will see you in the next lesson.